Hello and welcome to CCM. Today we'll be looking at worry, what causes worry, the effects and the solutions. Today I'm joined by my husband, Evangelist Nya. Evangelist Nya, welcome.
Hello, everybody.
Hi, how are you?
I'm very much fine, and you?
I'm alright. Thank you for joining us today.
And thank you for inviting me to CCM TV.
Yes. So firstly, we're going to look at the definition of what worry is. Someone might not know kuti I'm actually worried. So maybe tana define and not someone who's so to worry at what is it? So by definition, worry is a feeling of being troubled by actual or potential troubles, whereby zvinhu zvaurikusangana nazvo or zvinhu zvauriexpecta zvinogona kuzoitika in the near future. So mainly we want to give examples of what causes worry. Kuti wangochindisa kuti worry yacho chii. So the first one might be munogona pamwe makarorana mane 2-3 years machata but hamusati mabata mwana, and you are now getting worried just because of vanhu zvavari kutaura, and also kuti veve hatisati tane mwana, what if takatadzaita mwana. And also as a wife unogona kutanga kuworried kuti what if my husband walks away from me, anotanga kutsvaga mwana kunzoko. Also the other issue can be a financial worry, whereby as a husband you might say nemamira akaita nyika pamwe basa rakapera, or maybe urimi indigenous but I'm failing to provide for my family. Then you start getting worried whereby I fail to be the husband that my wife expects me to be. So maybe Evangelist, now you might have other causes that might cause one to worry.
There are so many couples that I've seen out there. For instance, whereby munhu anororwa nemurume wake. Maybe she's coming from other marriages. Maybe it's the third marriage. So by virtue of that, you find kuti anogona vana vake vaakauya navo in this marriage. And then with the women, sometimes there's that sense of insecurity. But what if I'm to die? This husband of mine, vana vangu vanosara vachichengetwa. Will he commit to take good care of my children? What if akazorora mukadzi in this city? That wife will she take good care of these children? So these are also some of those things which continue to stimulate worry in today's marriages as well. Then maybe the issues of intimacy in the bedroom. You can really see, if you are a husband, that I'm not really pleasing my wife. Or my wife is not really satisfied with my performance in the bedroom. Even when I'm casting, I think my performance maybe that our school father was so good scan. So all such things don't tell us to get about it. Definitely, can I'm cut as a good scan, as a good scan. The next thing that pops in the mind of the husband is perhaps mkazi wangu kubasa kwa chini na kumukumi kwa anozoenda anogona kuzotsvaga mamwe anomugutsa. And the same also with the women, anochota anozotsvaga maini. So these are some of the major catalysts or stimulators of worry in today's modern marriages.
Then on that note, I would want to ask someone a question, because usually worry is about the what ifs.
Yes.
Alright. What if you're yakasaitika? Have you ever thought it in that way? Kuti yesu rufira konda kafa. Murume wakatanga kufa iye. Alright, maybe kuti pamwe bate munhu. When the next 2 weeks wakabata munhu. So we need to also look at the effects here worry. Also the first one that we want to look at is it robs one's peace and joy. Like what if? Well, but if it happens in a positive way. Because one thing we have to know is what is going to continue to be there. The word of God says in the book of John, Jesus Christ says, here on earth you have many troubles and sorrows. Meaning to say, what will continue to be there? It will continue to evolve in our lives as we become parents, as we become grandparents in our marriage. What is not available? But we also need to know my effects. If we don't deal with it, what is it going to do to us? Like the issue of peace and joy. Zvakafanira marriage and looking at the issue of finances, maybe you're failing to provide for finances. And the only thing that is on your mind you're worried about is finances. Pakangotaura nawe yechingwa mumba kana kuti pane chapera you are easily on the edge. Why? Because you're constantly in the realm of worry. Even the family should be enjoying. You are in that realm of worry. And in the end, your couple, it actually cripples your communication in the marriage. Whereby spouse because the moment I say it, it robs peace and joy in this marriage. Even you can't even spend time with them. Then you're always being worried about things. Worry is stealing that joy and peace of today in your marriage. Because I remember there's a quote which I read which was saying that worry steals the joy of today with the things of tomorrow. Meaning to say, next 10 years, right now you're thinking, family provider. How about if God opens the door for you tomorrow? But this time you say, you're concerned, you can't spend time with your family to enjoy. But you're just being worried. So the major effect you worry is it steals joy and peace from a person. Then you say, maybe you can aid on that one.
The subject of worry is not something that people must underestimate. Because when worry is involved, there are certain things that you must expect. For instance, the issue to do with decision making. The issue to do with decision making. Usually people who are under the spell of worry, they make very terrible decisions. They are terrible decision makers because they make decisions out of fear, out of desperation. If you read the book of Genesis, I think in chapter 16, there is a time when Sarah was now worried that I'm not going to have a child. And the Bible is very clear that she then suggested that Abraham had to sleep with the concubine, with the Hagar. That was a terrible decision.
It was.
Because we saw in the future, in the latter days, that Hagar began to be the problem under the life of Sarah. So it shows you that worry, it is the effect of producing problems due to terrible decisions which people make. And also the other thing that I've seen to people who indulge so much in worry is the issue of rage and bitterness. The issue of rage and bitterness. Now, if you read the book of 1 Samuel, it speaks of King Saul. The Bible says when they were coming from war, from the battle, they heard the women sing, you know, Saul auraya 1,000 and David auraya 10,000. Then the Bible says Saul akatanga kuti saka vanhu havachazoda kugadza David to the king. But that was not a fact. That is not what was there. From there, that worry, it crippled him to the extent that it started to produce a rage and bitterness and anger against David. Yet David is the man who has been assigned by God in his life to take great care of Saul, to be the champion in the life of Saul. But then he began to see him as an enemy. So that's what worry can do. Ikakubata, there are certain things in you. You become a person of rage and bitterness. One of frustrations, go suspect kama mkazi wangu because andisombugutsa anchati kutanga basi anonozaenda kubasa iko akasangana nemwe munhu anoda kumugutsa out there. Even kana kumona kuti nekumona basa watoti pamupana zvauda kutoitika anototsva kuti anomugutsa. It's such things that are caused by worry.
I think the other point you mind, usually worry, it causes us to see our spouse with a different eye. I remember this sister of mine who I was talking to. She's the one who's like, meaning at the moment, she's the breadwinner. Remember I said at the moment, meaning that God can do anything in that couple. But she now has an eye that she thinks that she's going to continue to be the breadwinner of that family. And I don't know, asina action ya because your husband, I take the panic that you have to say, we need to provide for this family. Why? Because worry is pushing you to do that. For family, you start seeing your partner because men by nature are just calm as compared to us women. This is why we can't try things to make things neat. But in India, you're kind of relaxed and it's like God has given you that extra yeah, I don't know how to tell it, but really relaxed as compared to us women, we panic. So one thing I just want to tell someone is one can have that effect. You always see your partner as if they're not doing enough. You always want to push them, and in the end, there is no longer that peace and joy and love. Why? Because person won't push up. Why? Because one is the driving force behind you. So the next point that I want to look at is the issue of it makes one to toil, whereby usually when our parts are project 5. You go to work, unomukira, mane wadzoka, uneimwe project futi yawakuita, and in the end, it becomes your lifestyle. You have to barely spend time with the kids. Pese pauri kungotsvaga mari, tikaenda paWhatsApp status yavo tsvaga mari, paFacebook page kutsvaga mari. Yet it's not bad as kutsvaga mari, but there is that level yekuti you no longer have peace and joy. Pese pauri kungotsvaga mari, and in the end, you can't even find time to be God in your own life. You can't find time with your own family. Why? Because you are continuously toiling. And in the end, the people shows the number out, I'm tired. Because one thing we have to know, God has given us a certain capacity to carry a certain burden. That's why Jesus Christ says, come to me, all who are heavily laden, who have burdens. Meaning to say, panic out Jesus as people, we can get to a level. Positive and God, we now need God in our marriages. We now need God to help us deal with worry. So if you are not careful about being worried, it will take away your free time. Our snap free time, the only free time you have is when you're sleeping. So let us be careful. What can actually cause us, especially in our finances, is the one that can actually push us to toil all the time. I was here weekend, I was here holiday. All the time you're always looking for money, trying to make that worry of financial security to go away. So it's one of the main causes you worry, especially in financial.
And just to add on to that, worry is the wisdom of the devil.
Yes.
That is meant to make you to lose everything that is precious that is around you.
Okay.
Whilst you're pursuing that thing, which you think you don't have.
Yeah.
Now, if you read the book of Ruth, there is a man by the name of Elimelech.
Yes.
The Bible says in Israel there was hunger, there was famine. He alone and his family, they were worried over that situation to the extent that they moved unto Moab. They went to Moab.
Yes.
Now, by then we know that Moab, it was a land which God did not want his children to go. And we hear of this story that they lost everything. Elimelech died, his 2 sons died, until his wife Naomi came back with nothing. So that's exactly what you're seeing nowadays, whereby when people are so worried. I've seen marriages breaking, like the husband anobati ndakwenda South Africa, kana ndakwenda UK, ndakwenda ku Italy, but in the process we have seen instances whereby aenda ikoko marriage inosara yakudistrika, akazorora nomukadzi, akazorora murungu. I've seen these things happening all the time. Why? Just because of worry.
That's true. That's a powerful one. Like the last point on the effects it leads to divorce, like what you just saying. To say if we continue to allow worry to drive us, it can drive us to make decisions that can actually destroy our marriages. A point in time where your husband can say to you as the wife, I think I'm not making you happy. Because just around my finances, you're not doing enough. Even Makenda out for a date, you're always on the edge. Like I think mostly Magatanisa, it seems like this worry, I think God wants to say something to do with financial worry at the moment. Because all the points seem like they're driving big financial worry. So I just want to advise someone today that there are a lot of repercussions if we continue to worry. There's a point in time you need to say this needs to stop. Because if it doesn't stop, it will continue to eat you inside. The point is BP, if we really trace the reasons, worry might be the main cause. And this might lead to actual divorce because your spouse is not making you happy. Because you won't do any numbers which you need to deal with. Yes, we might say worry as a couple, but if we really look at it, worry in a way which where as an individual we need to deal with it. Because you're not going to say, I know the things she needs and my husband. So as individuals, we need to see what is causing it. And my effects actually need to deal with them as a person. So the next section that you want to look at is the solutions.
Okay. Basically, I would say that the issue of worry. Biblically, we have so many verses, we have so many scriptures which have proved that the element of worry can only be dealt when we go unto God. I think if you read the whole entire Old Testament to the New Testament, when people face the things that stimulated worry unto their lives, they always run unto God. They always run unto God. We see the Israelites. Atisina mvura, the Bible says, vakafamba days once in the wilderness after vakosa Red Sea, and they started to be worried over the issue of mvura. But there was nothing that they could do. The Bible says they turned to God. They looked unto God. And God provided water. Even the time when they were at Mara, yes, Twitter same situation, it's unbearable. That's exactly what is happening nowadays. Zimbabwe is unbearable. Things are tough. That's the situation that we're facing. So in as much as you are God's child, in as much as you are spiritual, but that's the reality. Things are not well. Few are under zvipatara zvisikufunctiona, kuda kuchengeta ambuya, mari dzisikukwana, hama dzinoda kubatsirwa nemi. That's the situation. But the Bible is very clear kuti God provided a solution. He provided a solution to that. Even if you read the book of Matthew 11:28, we hear Jesus Christ saying, "Come unto me, all who are worried and burdened, and I'll give you rest." Worry is a major mountainous burden. When it is upon you, it is heavy. It is heavy. It is so toxic. So Jesus Christ, He said, "No, you should come unto me. You should come unto me, and I'll give you rest." So when Jesus Christ is giving you rest, He gives you rest usually in 3 ways. This is how God gives you rest. It's either He gives you rest through a miracle, or through His blessings, or through wisdom. For instance, when God is giving you rest over worry through a miracle, this is whereby maybe you are praying for something. God can just cause maybe a relative who is somewhere there, someone there. But you guys, how are you doing? That's a miracle. And I've seen that happening countless times. I've seen that happening countless times. Or God can answer you, give you rest against worry through a blessing, whereby God can just promote you, or your husband can just get a good job, nobody $US. These are things that are happening. God can do that. That's how He can assure you of rest. And then the issue of wisdom now. I've realized that a lot of Christians and a lot of people, they don't have that thing which is called wisdom. Now, if you read the book of James, it says, there's a reason why men need wisdom. There's a reason why Solomon, when he was before God and was presented with an opportunity to ask whatever he wants, he asked for wisdom. For instance, our situation right now in Zimbabwe, I use the time unaendesa expensive schools. You know, like kuli mwana chiko na mbeko zote chensa kwa schools zinodura. Mwana alipo Hatman, mwana alipo St. George's. Kwetu mzare, but yes, we know that we want good education for our kids. But momentarily, we cannot afford. You can't continue to live a life of living above your means. Maria wako wanaiko shule, Maria waisuwana. Jasiana. You need to lower your level. Karabani jumbo jujate sita, like going out to restaurant every weekend, maybe 2 times. You just need maybe to flex a little bit and try to conform to the environment. What's going on question in a way you are not using wisdom. Because I think for now, it's not a must. Out, it's not a must. It's not a must. How can you have 2 cars? There's a full cover. There's another fuel. There's another material. For now, maybe you can just say, "Honey, I will refuse 1 car." Than using 2 cars, stand up service. So you find with it. God can give you that wisdom so that you enjoy your life.
That's true. Yeah, powerful contribution there. Yeah, like so mainly for the blessing and the miracle, I just want to touch maybe on all three. Like for us in our marriage, I've seen God doing that. I remember there's a time we prayed that, for example, by April, Tabata project yakanayo, and we submitted it to God. Like what you're saying, that we need to involve Christ. For us, we are speaking as a couple and from experience. We have really seen God, because at the Bible is very theoretical, so practical. God at times comes out from the Bible and He really shows Himself in our own lives. Whereby it's not matter for a project, say it's in target April 1, we want to save up for this. To save $50 is actually a miracle. Like for example, we don't target 1.3. But we have seen God come through for us. For example, by mid-February, God would have opened the doors. Why? Because you involved Him. Let's just tell God our problems. The word of God says, cast all your cares on Him, for He cares for you. Because he just opens the door just like that. In February, April. What am I saying? I just want to try to encourage someone today that the best solution above all else is to involve Christ. Because in the times of famine, there are countless times in the Bible that we read they will harvest 100-fold. Why? Because the greatest time we can see God's hand is now. Why? Because you are going through a hard time. So I just want to encourage someone, as you read the word of God. Worry will not go away automatically, but it goes away through reading the word of God. Which can area in the finances. What does the word of God say? It says that I will never leave you or forsake you. Meaning to say, I feel forsaken, I need you now to intervene. And you all don't get in the way of God. But you all want to intervene. You all don't intervene about your own problem. Let us learn to cast our cares. I don't know how you're going to deal with it. I'll give you an example. My son might come to me, Isaac, he doesn't know to say what he just knows. I've told my mother and father it's just the same approach we need to do with God. Tell God your problems, then go and rest. God is going to intervene, and then sure it will come to pass. But I just want to encourage someone today that it's possible through being in Christ. For the book of Matthew 6 says, seek ye first the kingdom of God, and everything else will be added unto you. Meaning to say, and not try to look for things to satisfy ourselves or to satisfy our worries. God will always come through. I remember like a bridal shop on Saturdays, there are times whereby a customer through the morning, but it's really the word of God to share with my husband. One client might come as well, or $200, but $5, $6. Why? Because we have learned to trust God. We know you're the one who provides. We go and trust in you. So I just want to encourage someone today that I hope you have learned about worry, the effects, the causes, and how best to solve it. May God give us wisdom. Yes, there are some things as women, they can easily adjust. But for us women, say, may we ask God for the grace to adjust. Maybe every week, may I be able to adjust and not feel offended about it. So no at the moment, those people, it's the what ifs are not but what if let us not always look at the negative, but may we always know as the children of God, God can open doors. You can have a child, even you never know what that's the doing of God. May we learn to trust God in our worries, for He always come through for us. For next week, please join us on CCM for you to continue to learn as a couple on different things. Evangelist Nell, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much, Mama. God bless
you. Yes, so next week, please tune in, guys. Continue to tune in CCM as a couple for you to learn in different aspects. Be blessed.